Hi, everybody. Coming up next, it's Secrets of Louisville Chefs from Bourbon Barrel Foods.
That smells good.
Bourbon always does.
We're in kitchen studio with Griffin Pollan, who's making sophisticated pub food this time.
We're gonna hit it with a little bit of water.
It's dishes like bourbon pecan risotto and tempura tofu with couscous.
Everybody knows Jack and Jill, but I have a Jack and Ginger.
Plus, Tim Laird is shaking up a new creation from his libation lab. Good food, drink, and a whole lot of fun with a studio audience is next on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. I'm Kevin Harnett. We're in kitchen studio at Bourbon Barrel Foods in the Butchertown Market, and you are in for a treat today. We're about to get cooking with one of Louisville's great chefs. Griffin Pollan is joining us today from his restaurant on 9th Street, and called appropriately Over the Nine. He's serving some unique pub fare there, and today he's going to serve some to our Secrets guests and you at home so you can make the same great food as he does in his restaurant. But first, it's time to meet my co-host, Tim Laird.
Hello, Kevin! Hello!
Hey. Look
Wow.
at this.
What a great audience. They are, whoa!
We're in for a treat ourselves today.
I'm excited.
Well, it's not every day that these folks and the folks at home get to be introduced to America's CEO, yourself, and one of Louisville's best chefs.
We're having fun, and I'll tell you what, this is going to be a great show, and I'm hungry too, so this is a good thing, by the way.
And I
So-
see some of the ingredients
Wonderful,
here, and I'm like, this
wonderful.
is, I can tell it's going to be
It's
good.
going to be great.
Let's
I
get
can't
started.
wait. Thanks, Kevin. All right. It's a great day to be in Kitchen Studio, and here he is, the one and only, a great chef, Griffin Pollan. Come on in, chef. How are you?
Good.
I'll tell you what, Griffin, tell us about this concept. It's a great place. Just give us a little bit of background of it.
It's sort of, it's a full-service restaurant that is teamed up with Old 502 Winery, which is a Kentucky winery. It's actually on 10th Street, not 9th Street, just so you all don't get lost when you come down. And Fall City Beer, who's cranking out some great beers now. It's not your grandfather's Fall City. It's the new Fall City beer. So we do kind of worldly pub grub, be it udon noodles from Japan, or kielbasa, or Scotch eggs, or risotto.
Those are all good. I'm telling you what, those sound great. What are we going to start with, Griffin?
The first thing we're going to do today is the bourbon and pecan risotto.
All right.
You had Tim at the first
Yeah, I
word
was going to
there.
say bourbon. I'm in. Count me in.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to throw some pecans in the pan.
That's good. Anytime you have like nuts or whatever, you want to toast them off a little bit. Release the oils, get them going.
And this is just a little bit of black sea salt.
Interesting.
The whole bourbon explosion now, covers all of our restaurants here,
Right.
but it's being used in a number of dishes.
Exactly. So we're going to let those get nice and toasted, and
Perfect.
at which point we will add the bourbon, and I'll ask you to step back so I don't set your hair
That's
on
right,
fire.
because this. By the way,
I don't have to worry about that. I'm like Fire Marshal Bill right here.
Oh, I see you've already had an experience with bourbon and fire.
Right.
And this is good, so it's just kind of toasting there.
Yeah,
a little
you
bit.
want to let it go kind of low and slow so you don't burn it, especially when I throw that bourbon in. It will set fire, and if you're not careful, you'll black those pecans. So,
All right.
What I've got right here is just some par-cooked risotto. It's a very easy process. You put oil in the pan on medium heat, and you just toss the raw risotto in there until it starts to get translucent. At which point you alternate stock and water. We use duck stock. That's not the most easily accessible thing for you all. Chicken stock's fine. All right, so I got that going.
That's going to be a lot of flavor. And usually it's like a high-starch rice, like a basmati or whatever. That's the base of the risotto.
We use our arborio, just risotto rice. So
Boy, that smells good.
bourbon always does.
It does.
I thought it was going to flame up.
Just
it wasn't quite hot enough.
I'm looking for the show.
Yeah. You know what? We don't need the fire department here, but thank you.
Risotto is just a grain. Tell people at home what risotto is.
Risotto is it's basically rice. You can actually just use regular long grain rice if you can't find any actual risotto rice. All right.
Wow. That smells great.
Looks good, smells good.
So we've got that going. Now we're gonna hit it with a little bit of water just to bring it back to life a little bit.
Yeah, because with
That's what we say to Tim on occasion.
there we
are.
A little water.
You'll be fine.
Now this is a very important part of risotto, and that's the cheese. We use smoked Gouda. You all can use anything. If you can't find smoked Gouda, Gruyere is really good. Parmesan is pretty standard.
I like that idea, smoked Gouda, because a lot of people are doing that. They're even smoking it in the restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you want to wait until that melts down a little bit. And at the end, we're going to add a little bit of milk just to kind of cream it out. It's important to use milk, not heavy cream. Heavy cream will tend to separate, and it'll get way too thick.
Have you ever smoked Gouda before, Kevin?
No. In fact, I thought we had smoke-free restaurants around here, but now I'm learning something different.
It's legal. All right. So again, this is milk, not cream?
Milk, not cream.
That's important to know because most chefs come in here with the heavy cream.
Mm-hmm. And that's usually my go-to as well, but I found that it didn't work as well for this dish.
Good to know.
By the way, I love that turning device. Did you see that one-handed?
I tried that once.
Right. And we called for cleanup on aisle 1.
Correct.
A little bit more of the black sea salt, is that what?
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit.
Does it taste? Because all salts are different. I mean, they really do have their unique taste, right?
They do. Yeah. We carry about 15 or 16 different salts at the restaurant.
Wow.
Whether it's red sea salt, black lava salt, your standard kosher salts, iodized, all that.
A lot of the great salts made here.
Right.
We do.
Sure. Bourbon smoked salt.
That'd be great.
All right, so we're almost there, and we're just gonna make sure that most of that liquid is gone. And you'll know that the risotto's done when it starts to kind of seize up and turn into a ball.
Oh yeah. And it's very creamy too. I mean, just looking at that, very rich,
Very creamy. And to kind of offset that, that's why we put the pecans in there. It gives you a nice little crunch to offset that creaminess.
And this is something I can get at the restaurant?
This is something you can get at the restaurant. We actually serve this a la carte or under our Cornish hen, which is an apricot glazed Cornish hen, topped with pork belly chutney and heirloom carrots.
Wow.
And that is done.
Wow. This is...
That's all there is to it.
There it is. Add spoon.
There it is.
Ready to go.
Look at that.
How's that?
How about that? Wow. Oh. We're not finished with Chef Pollen just yet. You have another dish coming up?
Do have another dish coming up.
We're going to work on some tofu.
We're going to do some tofu. We're going to do a vegan dish today.
Well, you don't want to go away. We have secrets to that. And Tim Laird, you're mixing up a cocktail.
I have a cocktail.
It's going to happen when we come back. You're going to learn the secrets, as always, right here on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. We'll be right back. Back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. We've been having a great time with Griffin Pollen from Over the Nine, and you've enjoyed seeing some of his secrets. Now the time has come to where we take a taste. Amy Brummer is here. Nice to see you. I almost called you Amy Schumer. Well, almost. I mean, we're just as lucky. You are from Louisville here, and you know how great our culinary scene is.
It's awesome.
It really
We're
is.
really lucky to be here at this time. Louisville's a big boom of foodie scene.
It really is, and you were saying in the commercial break that risotto you like.
I do.
You're going to have a chance to take a taste. Why don't you and see how you think that is? We have a little bourbon infusion there, some of the pecans that have been lightly toasted, the risotto, which was par cooked, makes it a little shorter time to prepare at the end here. Yeah?
This is great.
You like it?
Fabulous.
All right.
I love the crunch of the pecans. You can taste the bourbon. It's awesome.
Awesome. Well, Amy, thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. Let's bring back Tim Laird. Tim,
All
how
right.
about that?
How about that? You know, what was great about that is we learned it was Amy's birthday, so she decided for a birthday present, get tickets through Mint Julep Tours and come
Easy
be
to do.
part of our audience. So, Amy, happy birthday to you. Nice job on the tasting.
We did, by the way, sing to her in the break, but we will spare our home audience and not do that on TV.
No happy birthday, even though happy birthday was invented here, right?
So we hear,
or
right?
created. made here, I guess. Not invented, but anyway. Hey,
And you're making a nice little
a
drink.
cocktail. Everybody knows Jack and Jill, but I have a Jack and Ginger. Here's what I have. All right, in my glass with ice, I'm going to pour in about 1.5 ounces of Jack Daniels. All right, boom.
Or a half a pint, or whatever that is.
That's my 1.5 ounces. And then, instead of just regular ginger ale, I love ginger beer. It's spicier. It's more prevalent now. You can find it because a lot of people are making ginger beer drinks, kind of a retro thing.
Right.
So I'm going to top this off with a little bit of ginger beer. And then finally, just a squeeze of lime. Boom, just like that. There it is. Here's to Jack and Ginger, a
Jack
new,
and Ginger.
new couple that I think are doing well. Let's see. Wow, that's a great couple.
Right. Humpty Dumpty's next.
Yeah, Humpty's all right. Well, cheers. Here's to Jack and Ginger.
Cheers.
All right. This is a
That
cooking
is very
show.
good.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
Look at that.
Some of these bourbon drinks can be a little overpowering, but that's very good.
Refreshing, light,
I like that.
and ginger. Good.
Do you like tofu?
I love tofu, and by the way, we're going to have a fun vegetarian dish.
Let's see
Here we
what
are,
it is.
Chef Paulin, we're back. By the way, here's the thing, and we were talking about this with Chef earlier, that there are so many great dishes that are vegetarian now, but they have a lot of flavor. So what do we have here?
So this is one of my favorite dishes to make. This is our tofu dish, and the gripe with tofu is sort of the texture turns people off, and also that it's flavorless. Well, we can kind of manipulate it a little bit. So we've solved that problem by first we freeze the tofu and then we thaw it, and that totally changes the texture of it. It takes it from kind of fall apart in your mouth to more crunchy, and then we also pickle it. And that will kind of, tofu tastes like whatever you marinate it in or whatever you pickle it in. So we use rice wine vinegar, sugar, salt, a few other things. You can kind of play with that and make it your own.
And that's why it makes a great substitute for meat, because again, whatever your sauces are or whatever your flavors are,
Absolutely.
what a substitute that is. It's just perfect because it takes on all those flavors. But I never would have
Absolutely.
thought about freezing or pickling. That's interesting, Chef.
It's actually a guy who I do a dinner club with. His name is Ming Pu. He works at Jack Fry's. He worked for Chef Louis at Asiatique for many years. He actually taught me that trick.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's one of
So-
the secrets.
Exactly.
One of the secrets.
So this is a little bit of couscous in the pan. Couscous is a durum wheat. It's a North African cuisine. Normally you would steam it, and we have, but to save time, we just heat it up with a little bit of water and a little bit of that bourbon barrel smoked sea salt. So while that's going, we'll go ahead and get the tofu in.
So now you're taking it and putting a little flour, is that?
This is actually cornstarch.
Oh, cornstarch. So
Yeah,
that'll
I'm
give it a
gonna-
nice crispy coating.
I'm going to get this tempura batter to stick to it really well with the cornstarch.
And tempura batter, it's basically a couple ingredients.
It's rice flour, cornstarch, ice water, and champagne.
Oh,
Well,
hey, I'll tell you what. That is a cause for celebration. I love that. You know what's great about that is you use a little bit of champagne in there, and then the rest you can have and enjoy while you're making this dish. But also the champagne probably with the carbonation adds a little bit more.
It does. Yeah, well, most of the water when you put it in the fryer, will
Yeah.
kind of, that's what these bubbles are for the most part, is that water coming out of there.
Okay.
But the champagne will hold a little more and keep it a little more pop to it.
I suppose it doesn't take long to cook it once you get it in a fryer.
No, it doesn't take very long. This will take about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2. You're just looking for almost a golden brown crisp.
And
on
if
it.
you're at home and don't have one of these nifty fryers,
You can just use a saute pan with oil in it. That's totally fine. This is just canola oil. There's nothing
The
special
important
about
thing,
it.
375 or so. You want the temperature of
We
the
do
oil?
350. You can go
350.
anywhere from 325 to 375.
all right?
Perfect.
Well, the time you mentioned is just the amount of time we need to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to wrap up the tofu with Chef Griffin Holland from Over the Nine. Stay with us right here on Secrets of Louisville Chef. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. I'm Kevin Harnett. You've been watching Chef Griffin Pollen from Over the Nine make tofu tasty, and that's what we're going to wrap up here. We see that it took just the amount of time during that commercial break to finish frying.
Perfectly frying. Look at this, Chef. This is what you're looking for, that golden brown.
Absolutely.
And you know what? When the when the tempura mix is done right, you have that really crisp, kind of fluffy outside, not condensed. So
Exactly.
it really did its job. That looks
Exactly.
beautiful. So
Thank you.
how do we plate this up, Chef?
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I've got a little bit of black garlic puree here, which is a combination of black garlic, water, salt, and sugar.
Black garlic.
Black garlic is a little different from your standard garlic in that it's caramelized, and it gives it a really nice ferment flavor.
Wow.
So that's not very good on its own. I wouldn't recommend spooning it.
Kevin, no
But-
spooning jokes. All right.
But when you put the couscous on top, it'll soak into it a little bit. Now, a lot of chefs will arrange your food in a really weird manner across the plate. I don't really understand that. I think that's confusing. I prefer to eat top to bottom so that you get a little bit of everything in there.
That's perfect. Can I move this over for you, Chef?
Absolutely.
We'll put this like right here. Is that good?
Absolutely. And we'll just put the tofu on top.
Wow.
And what we've got here is a little bit of orange glaze. This is just orange, sugar, and powdered sugar. So we'll just put a little bit of that on top. And then we've got the Bourbon Barrel Foods bourbon smoked paprika mixed with just a little bit of oil. And we'll put that right on top too.
Wow. Now that's how you make
That's it. That's all there
tofu
is to
taste
it.
great. How's that? Unbelievable, Chef. I mean, you know, I'm just looking at this. You get the crunch of the tofu, all those flavors that's going on in there, and a little bit of creaminess of that couscous that's under there. What a great dish. All the textures happening. Wow.
I
Doesn't
look
that
forward
good?
to like broadening my tasting horizons here.
Yes.
No kidding, because I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. But
Right.
this looks fantastic.
And I'll tell you what, a great substitute.
For folks that are looking for the secrets to making it at home, they're easy to find on our website, newlocaltv.com. Griffin, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You've been watching Secrets of Louisville Chefs. We'll see you next time. On behalf of Tim Laird and the entire production staff at B&B Productions, have a great day.